Hello, my name is Salvador Escobar, and I'm going to give a presentation over genetics-based methods for agricultural insect management. It talks about sterile insect techniques, and consists of releasing masses of insects that they have been modified, I guess, to mate with the insects that are already there, or in this case, what they did in the sterile insects, instead of modifying with radiation, which affects other things in the insect, they modify their chromosomes and to be homozygous, and therefore when they reproduce they mate with the native insects, I will say so. They can pass the dominant gene, and therefore the insects will be sterile or cannot survive even in instances that they cannot fly, or therefore they cannot affect the crops. So that's one, the sterile technique. And like I said, they're insects that they're homozygous for repressible dominant lethal genetic construct, rather than using radiation in sterilizing the insect. Now, also, I talked about engineering strains of agriculture pest species, which is they gave a couple examples of insects that they have been able to successfully control, like in Colombia, Belize, Mexico, like fruit fly is one of them that I can think of. But also they talk about Bt crops, which produces like a toxin where the insects will kill the insects, I guess, once they start eating it. But they talked about they had to have a refuge, and I guess the Bt crops, therefore the population of the insects wouldn't really completely be wiped out. Another thing I read in there is they use the Bt crops and the female lethal carriers. That way they try to delay the resistance, because in the Bt crops they will be susceptible to create a resistance to the toxins. So because only the RR alleles will survive, therefore later, over 2 decades or something like that, it will develop a resistance to the toxin. So they release the lethal female carriers. That way it and almost diluted the resistance of bypassing the heterozygous and the homozygous. That way they keep carrying the gene, and that way it still affects them. What else did I? Oh, the conclusion, yes. So I think it said that they have been very successful on controlling pests in crops, thanks to the biology advances in technology, instead of using chemicals, because it can impact other species, and this is more specific to that insect that affects the crops, costing millions of revenue, or millions of dollars of losses, or whatever monetary system they use. So this is one way to prevent infestation and stuff. So my own opinion will be, I think it's great. I really like the sterile insect technique implemented with the Bt crops and their resistance management. I think there's still a lot of studies that they need to continue doing, to perfection what it's affected and what is not affected, because if the ecosystem, everything is there for a purpose, and if they completely wipe out some insects, it can cause other pests. I can think of any examples, but my own conclusion. Thank you and have a great day.